Hello, guys. Welcome to my live stream for the month of August. And I hope people will be joining today. And if I'm sitting a bit weird, just bear with me, okay? Because the space is very constricted right now. I've added some background music also, guys. So if you're able to hear it, just let me know. At the same time, I also want to know if my mic is working right. So tell me that also in the comments. I hope people will be joining soon. Okay. It always takes quite a while for people to join. I think it's because of some latency. I don't know if it's from my end or from YouTube. Still, seriously, no one. Sivagama Sundari Sarathi is here. Hi, Sai. Hi, Sivagami. Thank you so much for joining. Again, I'm sorry that I'm switching here and there because I'm seeing the comments here. I'm seeing the camera here. Okay, seems like people have started coming in. Okay, voice, visual, all are clear. Okay, thank you so much, Sivagami. Sivagama Sundari, sorry. I hope this setup looks a bit more refined compared to last month because last month I was trying it for the first time, and this is obviously a better one compared to that one. From my end, I just want to know if it is looking better on your screen while you're watching me. Let's wait for like 5 to 10 more minutes and see because it usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes for the traffic to get accumulated here. We have another comment from Sivagamasudari. It's been quite a while since I joined your live and very happy to see you again. How are you, by the way? Yeah, I'm so great actually. I think I'm, comparatively happier than I usually am because of certain things that are happening in personal life rather than anything else. And yeah, I've been doing pretty well. And, I've been concentrating more on my mental health and physical health more than anything else. And that has paid off so far. And I hope that it'll be paying off further too. And how are you? What you've been reading? And, it's been a while since I did lives itself. I think I did the live last month after like 6 or 9 months, and I saw a few people joined. Few people were able to join. So yeah, everything is going fine from my end. I just want more people to come here and interact so that we can have more of a chat about books. If anyone's joining, just tell me where you're from. If you're not sure about how you can start the conversation, so that I have some cards here which I'll display as the live progresses. Okay, it doesn't seem like we have that many viewers today, and even people who are watching don't seem to be commenting for some reason. I think I don't see so many people because I've started streaming an hour before I usually do. Usually I do it by 8 p.m. and it's just 7 today. So I think people might be joining in pretty soon. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm also doing great and now gonna have my exams. So I don't really find time to read though. Moreover, in reading slump and I'm from Chennai by the way. That's great to know because if you didn't know, I'm also from Chennai, born, brought up, everything. And if you're on reading slump, I'd say just give yourself a break, do something else apart from reading because I've tried reading even really good books when I'm in a reading slump, and I end up spoiling the books for myself because they don't end up being as good as they will be when we are not in a reading slump. So doing something out of reading, for example, like watching some series, watching some show, or something like that, it always helps me get back into reading and break that slump. And only when I start talking, these trains have to go by continuously in my area for some reason. Actually, it's quite disappointing today because I don't have that many viewers and I'm having only one person talking to me. Let's see. You can tell me what you're currently reading, if you are reading anything, or if you're watching something like that, because I'm also finding it a bit hard to read nowadays for some reason because last month I remember I went on so strong in reading and I think I read like 20 books or something in July. And because of that, I was kind of slumpy in the beginning of August. Now it is getting better, but I'm not in the normal reading space that I am as usual. So I think it will take a bit time, but taking that small break and doing something else is helping me a lot. And I'm currently reading two books, of which the first one is this: the Girl Who Tracked the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. It is actually a middle grade fantasy book and it's also standalone. And, I was a bit skeptical before I bought this book itself because since it's middle grade, usually what happens is I don't connect that well with middle grade because, I'm kind of old in my mindset. So because of that, I thought it would not work out for me. But I've read like 70% of the book now. I just have like the small chunk left, and so far, I have enjoyed it a lot. And I've been reading it on my commute to and from work in the past 2 days. So I'll probably finish it over the weekend. So that's one book. And the other one is this: The Last Wish by Auntie Sapkowski, which is the first collection of short stories inside the Witcher series. Before reading the actual books inside the series, before book one, we have to read some other books inside the Witcher series. And this is a collection of 10 to 12 short stories, if I'm not wrong. And the first season of the show was based on this book. I watched the first season alone, so I think I know the story because it's been over 3 years since I watched the first season. I watched it when it got released in 2019, and I cannot believe it's going to be 4 years already. And only now I'm starting the series. But as far as I've read, I think I've read like one chapter or so of this book, and I did like the way in which the things are built up because it is grim dark, but it does not feel like the end of the world or anything depressing in any way. It just feels nice and cozy for some reason. We have another comment. We'll see that, and then we'll get back to talking. My last read was a Tamil historical fiction called Velviri. Okay, I have not heard about Velviri, but I'll try to look it up. If you have some other Tamil book recommendations for me, you can also let that down in the comments so that I can try and pick more Tamil books because I think so far this year I've read only four Tamil books and all four are from one single series, which is Sivagami Sabadam. After Sivagami Sabadam, I don't think I read anything in Tamil at all so far this year. I'm planning to read Parthiban Kanavu pretty soon because I have the copy of it on my shelf, and I also want to read more of Tamil books. So let's wait and see. I hope it happens. We have a few more people joined right now. So anyone who's joined new to the live stream, you can just let me know what you're reading, where you're from, or something else if you want to talk. I'm all ears. And it's been more than a month, I think, since I did my last live stream. I did the reading sprint, but I don't consider that to be part of the. live stream because we don't talk there, we just read. Okay. I thought a few more people would join this month's stream because I've been getting a bit more traction in my videos because I've changed certain things in my editing, and I can see that being reflected in the number of people watching the videos and the amount of time in which you are watching the videos. It's improved for me in the past month or so, and I believe that'll help me reach a better audience. Sorry, huge audience, a better audience, huge audience. And for some reason, the trains have been going continuously ever since I started streaming, and it's been 11 minutes since I started, and I've talked so much, sorry, so less today compared to any of my live streams ever before. I think people have not joined just because of this, earlier time than my usual live streams. Usually I do it at 8, and today I've done it at 7, as I said before. We have another comment. I read a few pages of The Girl Who Drank the Moon, but I don't know, it didn't connect with the book much. I didn't like the storyline, and in my point of view, it was so slow. Yeah, it is quite slow. I understand that because I also thought the same thing. It was quite slow for me, but I was reading it like early in the morning when I was traveling in the train, and for the atmosphere in which I was in, the train was empty, it was cold outside, and it was also drizzling a little bit. So because of all those reasons, the slow pacing was not that much of an issue for me, even though it is slow. And I don't, mind slow pacing also because compared to faster paced books, I tend to enjoy slow paced books a lot more because I can spend a lot more time with the characters and spend a lot more time inside the place compared to when it comes to normal paced books or fast paced books. Maybe because of time shift. Maybe. Now this live stream is going like a private chat between me and Sivagam Sundari Sarathi alone because no one else has commented at all. And it's been nearly 15 minutes since I started streaming. It's just kind of disappointing for me. Not kind of, it is disappointing for me. But I think the blame is on my side because, out of nowhere, I'm just streaming an hour ahead than normal. Okay, okay. Let's see if more people join. I'll do the live stream for an hour as I usually do. If it's just going to be like a handful of people, I'll try to wrap it up by 7:30 so that we don't spend a lot more time without any end. Do you have any TV shows which you'd like to recommend to me? Because I've been watching Lucifer lately. I've been binge watching Lucifer, and I just have one more season of the show left, like 10 episodes exactly. And my goal is to finish it by the end of this month. Let's wait and see. Because for the rest of the month, I just have one more free day, and finishing one whole season with one free day is not that possible. And I also have some editing work tomorrow, which will take a lot of time. We have another comment. Any new reads which totally impressed you? Um, Impressed me. I am not able to, like, think all of a sudden because I've been reading a lot of books lately, but nothing like so heavily impacted me or anything. I think the last one which impacted me the most was The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and that too was very sad in its tone. I just filmed my review of it today, so that'll be coming up early next week. We do have a few people watching, but I don't know why people feel maybe shy or something to comment. Another comment from Vishwanathan says, no new content benched recently. What about you? I watched only Lucifer, as I just said before, a few minutes back, and I'm definitely loving that show. I think it's something which I'm liking a lot after so many days while I'm watching like a series which runs for more than 20 minutes long. So that is something nice. My plan is to finish the series by the end of the month. Let's wait and see. I have like 5 days or so. I may not finish. Let's wait and see. If any of you have some specific book recommendations for me, you can also drop them in the comments. I even bought like the book haul of that one will also be coming out pretty soon. I'm not sure whether it will be next week or the week after, but it's already uploaded and scheduled it. Uploaded and everything. I'm not just scheduled it yet, but you'll be getting it pretty soon. Are you guys able to hear any background noise or anything? Because it seems like it's quite silent today in my background, and I want to know if it is reflecting in the stream or not. Because usually it's a bit more noisy. Vishnavan asks, book recommendation, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Okay, the fun fact is that I tried to start Meditations by Marcus Aurelius just a couple days back, and you know, I was not able to understand anything from it. And I also watched one video today, which was about how to read books which are difficult to understand. And that video creator, he said something which I got a lot. I understood a lot, and it is that when you're not able to understand what a book is saying properly, the thing that you should do is don't try to make sense of everything. Just read it from top to bottom and understand whatever you're able to understand. And the things which are a bit difficult for you to understand, they are not a problem for the first read. And once you go back and try to reread the book, then you'll see pieces fitting in together. And I think I'll be using that strategy a bit more in the future, because I have DNF'd a lot of books just because I was not able to understand what the author was trying to say and what the book was trying to convey to me. So that was something which I liked. Sushil Kumar says Gachar Gochar by Shenbag Anand, right? Or no, Vivek Shenbag, right? Because I read that book, I think I read it 2 years back. It was fine. It wasn't great. It was a quick, short read, which, I'll not say I liked it, I hated it. It was a nice read. Okay. And the descriptions in that one, especially with the ants and stuff, that was good. Tanisha Datta says, Home on the World by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay. I have not read anything by Rabindranath Tagore ever before, out of my syllabus from school. So, yeah, I'll try to look this up. So she Kumar says, yes, no, maybe so. Was good. Okay. Yeah, I have heard about that book too. I think it's written by Becky Albertalli and someone else, right? And Ansel from her channel has also been talking really positive things about that book. I have read a few of Becky Albertalli's books before. I think I've read four of her books so far, and I have liked all of them because they are very light-hearted, they are very fun, and they are just heartwarming in their tone. And I think this will also be something like that. She came up with another book this year, right? Of Imogen, obviously, and I've been wanting to read that too. All of them are available in my audiobook subscription in Storytel, but I feel that reading her books physically is a bit more enjoyable for me because I'll be able to take it in a lot more compared to listening to the audiobook. It is nice to see that a few more people have joined and they are commenting. And is the stream fine, guys? Is it smooth, or is it choppy somehow, or if the video is buffering? Just tell me how it is, because it seems like the stream might be affected, but my internet seems fine today. Okay, let's wait and see for a 10 more minutes. And if there aren't many more people joining, we'll try to wrap it up by 7:30. Okay, because I see like very, very few people here. So I don't know. Sundari Sarathi says, can you recommend any fantasy fiction like full of magic and stuff for beginners? Like I feel intimidating about the world building and to understand the scene. You can try Piranesi by Susanna Clark. That is something which I read in the beginning of this year, and it is fantasy. It has magic in it, but it is not difficult to read, and it is not at all intimidating. It is very atmospheric, but it is slow. I'll say that too. It is very slow. If you are someone who likes slow-paced, nice stories, you should go for it. And The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. E. Schwab. That is like a huge book. Okay, it's I think nearly 600 pages long. But if you like beautiful writing, if you like magic, which is very soft in its tone, and really good character build-up, it's definitely one for you. Sean says everything's fine. Okay, good. I can witness you improved your content quality in terms of presentation a lot. Kudos. Thank you so much for that. Can you tell me what do you mean by presentation? Because I get two senses from it. The first one is how the videos look, and the second one is how I present it. That is how I speak. I don't think I've changed that much of how I speak, because even now people tell me to slow down in many of my videos. Um, yeah, but I can assure you that my content quality has improved, because I've been editing my videos a bit more differently right now, and it's taking like a bit lesser time than it used to. So that is kind of surprising for myself. But yeah, it is fun doing it that way than I used to. Video quality in terms of what I see. Okay, that's nice to know. I'm trying a little bit of different things. I'm trying new things. So, once I get a hang of what works for me and what feels like, in tone with my channel's content and my aesthetics, I'll stick with it. But as of now, I'm just trying different varieties. So, in the upcoming month or so, you'll be seeing videos which, are not following a template. They'll be different from one another, because I'm trying to experiment with things. So, let's wait and see what works out for, my content. Sushil Kumar says, which is your favorite Alice Oseman book? Okay, I've talked about it many times. It's Radio Silence. It's just here. I can go forward and get it. But my face will be huge on the screen, so I'm not going to do it. By the time I get that book, my face will be huge on the screen, all over the screen for you. So I'm not going to do it. But Radio Silence is my most favorite book by her, and it's also easily one of my top 5 favorite reads of all time for now. And I don't think Alice Oseman can, top herself, surpassing Radio Silence. I know that Heartstopper is huge, and people love her for it. But more than Heartstopper, the one which connects with me the most is Radio Silence. I talk about it endlessly in the channel. I'm sure people are tired of me talking about it. So Gamus in the recess. Can you repeat again those books? Piranesi and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Piranesi by Susanna Clark, and Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. E. Schwab. Sushil Kumar says, I know your answer other than Radio Silence. Okay. Other than Radio Silence, I can say, I'll say Heartstopper also, because, after Radio Silence, for me, the thing which felt very close and, very realistic in its tone and could actually happen in the world was Heartstopper. The others are also good, okay? Solitaire is nice. Solitaire is nice. I'll not say that it's great. It's nice. I Was Born for This is okay. It is the one thing which seems like a bit, out of normal in terms of, reality for Alice Oseman's books. And Loveless was, I think, Alice Oseman's best work. Okay, I know that I said Radio Silence is my favorite, but from my point of view, Loveless is Alice Oseman's best so far. I think it's better than Heartstopper in the way that it is written. But if you ask me what is my favorite, I'll say Radio Silence first, and after that Heartstopper for now, and then in third place I have Loveless. But let's wait and see, because we have 2 more volumes of Heartstopper yet to release, and with that only the story will end. And until I know the end of the story, I cannot say whether it'll remain in the same second place or it'll move on in my list. But as of now, after Radio Silence, it's definitely Heartstopper. By the way, I've not watched Heartstopper season 2 yet. I don't know, for some reason I've been delaying it, and I know that there are like very few episodes, not even 10 episodes, and each episode goes for like a maximum of 30 minutes. For some reason, okay, I'm just procrastinating watching it, and I will try to watch it soon because next month the final season of Sex Education is coming out, and I'm sure, okay, as soon as it releases, I will be watching it because I've been waiting it for it so hard for the past 2 years. And I also watched Red, White, and Royal Blue this month. It was so good. Okay, I did not think that they could tone down the original version of the book, original version of the story, and present it to us in a nice, cozy manner. While I read the book, it felt very extravagant and fun. But when I watched the movie, it just felt very cozy and fun. So, both of them are different flavors, but I think they just kept the originality of the book without deviating from it, yet making changes to it so that a lot more people can enjoy it the same way. So yeah, I did watch it and I did like it. You can say whether you watched it or not. And if I'm not wrong, it is also available in many of our Indian languages in dubbed version. I watched it in English only. I thought for fun I'll finish watching it in English and then I'll watch some parts of the movie. But I did not get the time, so I watched it in English and left it as such. And I'm also planning to watch some other series after I finish watching Lucifer. I don't know what I'll be watching. I think I might be watching Elite because some of my friends have said that it is a nice series and it moves well. It's also, kind of a high school series, so I cannot expect something, very mature and proper in that. But it'll be at least fun, like trash TV, so I will watch that. And I am also having in mind to watch the final season of Never Have I Ever because I watched the first 3 seasons of the show. It is not great, but it is fine. So I need to watch it because I watched the 3 seasons, right? So I just watched the last season and get done with it. What shows have you guys been watching recently? You can tell me that too because I know not everyone just reads books alone. All of us have different hobbies and different things to, spend our time with, spend our time in. And I predominantly do it in books and series. So if you have any series recommendations for me, you can let me know them. Or if you're watching something and finding it fun, you can tell me that too. Thomas Berry says, I agree with your rant video of Samsara since I crossed 100 pages of it. Okay. Thank you so much for agreeing with me because I had super high expectations for that book. Okay. And it disappointed the hell out of me. And I don't know. I don't know how it is like a national bestseller and stuff because it's not even like half as good as it is marketed to be. So I don't know. I don't know. I think I just wasted 170 rupees buying that book, and I think it's by far the second worst book that I've read so far this year. So Kamasudari asks any anime. I don't usually watch that much anime. Okay, not that much. I don't watch anime because I know the main reason is anime are so long. There are so many seasons, so many episodes, and even the very popular ones, which are going coming out right now, they are not ones which are completed. So I want something very short to watch and finish. I don't want 15 or 20 seasons of some show, and I don't have that kind of time right now. So I'm not interested in watching anime as of now. But I think I will be watching the feature film adaptation series of One Piece, which is coming out by the end of this month. I think it's coming out on 31st August. I think I will be watching it because I've read 12 volumes of One Piece last year, so I know what happens in the beginning of the story, and I believe for season one they cannot go more than 12 volumes, right? Because it itself is a huge chunk of the story, and I did like One Piece a lot when I read it. When I read the first 2 volumes of 12 volumes of it, so I'll probably watch One Piece. So Sheel Kumar says, I watched Young Royals and Dark. Okay, Young Royals, I've heard about it, but not, I've not heard anyone raving about it. So I don't know whether I'll be watching that or not. I also know that it's also kind of a short series, right? Not, not many episodes, not many seasons, just like limited number of episodes and seasons. So let's wait and see if many people recommended it to me. I might watch it. Dark, it has been on my watch list for at least like 3 to 4 years now, and people have been overhyping it for me. That I have this best friend of mine, and he told that he watched the first season of Dark, and after that he was like, very depressed and kind of off for like nearly 1 or 2 weeks. it was that kind of hype for me, and I don't know whether I want to experience that at this point in time. So I might watch it. I'll probably watch it dark, but not right now. I don't see myself watching it in the next 2 months at least. Let's wait and see. Abhiram asks your thoughts on Shadow and Bone season two. I liked Shadow and Bone season two so much. Okay, I had no idea how they could combine Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows stories together after season one, because by the end of season one we get to see how the stories are going to be connected. But if they occur in each and every season, it feels like the Shadow and Bone characters don't have their own time to do what they want to do. In terms of Six of Crows, the characters, these six characters are all itself going to be super important while their story comes into play. And we cannot draw in the Shadow and Bone characters to the extent to which the Six of Crows characters have been drawn into the Shadow and Bone story now. I liked like 7 of the 8 episodes, and in the 8th episode, they've made some massive changes, and I think that's going to piss off a lot of us readers, because it has changed some of the things that have happened inside the Grishaverse, and I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. But apart from it, the first 7 episodes were really really nice, especially the Grisha and first army fight. It was really really fabulous. Okay, I think Lee Bardugo would be so happy after watching that particular fight scene, no? That fight episode between the Grisha and the normal soldiers, because uh, you need only like a handful of Grisha to manage like a huge army of people itself. And I think the usage of their powers against the first army was really well shown in the show. Manasa Chopalli asks, where do you read anime from in India? The book's not very expensive to buy. What I do is I usually read from the Manga Plus app, which is free on Play Store. But the thing about Manga Plus app is that once you read like one chapter or one, it's not available as volumes. You can read them as chapters only. Uh, but the catch is that you can read each chapter only once. You cannot read the chapter for the second time. If you want to read it for the second time, you'll have to buy the subscription. But if you're going to read it for free, you can read it once alone. After that, you can't. I read the first 12 volumes of One Piece like that only. And the other manga which I read was The Silent Voice. Silent Voice, I borrowed it from a friend and I read it. And even now, I found that my friend has this thing. What's that? Full Metal Alchemist, the entire thing on their e-reader. So I might borrow their account and read it on my tab, because reading manga on my tab is much more comfortable for me than reading it on my phone, because the phone screen is very short, so I'll have to zoom into the panel and I have to squint a lot in order to see what's happening properly. So, but on my tab, it has been easier. I read most of One Piece also on my tab only from the Manga Plus app. I don't read it online because most of it is pirated, but Manga Plus app is not pirated, and I don't want to read from pirated sources because I want to support the industry. Sushil Kumar says it was so similar to Red, White, and Royal Blue. Okay, I'll try to watch it. I think you're talking about Young Royals, because I'm just assuming from the previous comment. So Gamasundari says Death Note. Yeah, I have watched Death Note. I think I watched it during my college days. Yeah, after I finished college and before I got into work, I had like 2.5 to 3.5 months of free time, and I think I watched Death Note in 1 week. I don't know what I was thinking. It was so intense. I just could not stop watching it, and I have not read the manga. I think I will. Lone Basil says, your thoughts on Strange the Dreamer duology. It is excellent. Just go forward and read it. Okay. I just love it. I love it so much. You can see the books here, right? Yes. I have both of them here. I love both of those books. And I also have the first book inside the first trilogy by the author, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I have that book with me, and I will be reading it this year. But I've not started it yet because I want to, binge that trilogy as a whole. Because I remember I read Strange the Dreamer in 2020, and I read Muse of Nightmares in 2022 only. I don't want to give that much of gap between the books inside the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. Sushil Kumar says, same happened to me with Dark. I skipped watching for a long time, and after watching it, I feel that it was not so great for me. Okay, I don't know. Okay, because I'm getting like all kind of mixed replies from everywhere. I might watch it, I might not watch it. Not sure though. You guys can tell me what you are currently reading. I can see that there are a few more people than before right now in the chat. So you can tell me what you're reading so that I can see whether I've read it before or not, or if I want to read it, if it's on my TBR or something like that. There's a book haul coming very soon, like in the next couple of weeks, in which I talk about 11 new books which I've bought. I'll be reading most of them really soon. We have another comment. Ron Basif says, I'm going to read Wheel of Time anytime soon. No, I'm not going to read it anytime soon because I know since there are like 15 books inside the series, I need to at least, binge read the books like 2 books per month. Only if I read them like that, I will finish reading the series. Otherwise, I know I'll read one book, I'll leave a huge gap, and then after years, I'll pick up the second book. It'll go on like that. So I don't have, that kind of a commitment mindset right now for that longer series. So I'm not going to read Wheel of Time anytime soon. I cannot see myself reading it at least until the end of this year. So not in 2022 for sure. Maybe later. So Ian says, I'm reading Normal People. Okay, that's great. I read Normal People in 2021 and I made my brother read it last year. Both of us, we liked that book so much. Okay, especially I liked Normal People way too much that I read the first 70 pages of the book in one sitting and the rest of the book in the second sitting. It was that good for me. Lone Basif says, I'm reading 11/22/63 by Stephen King and 1Q84 by Murakami. How can you do both of those books at a time? Because I cannot. Okay, I seriously cannot read both of those things simultaneously because I have 11/22/63 with me on my shelf. It is huge. It is a brick, and 1Q84. Should I even tell you? Okay, it's this big. It's a brick, and I just finished reading one Murakami book myself this month, and it is here, Killing the Military, which also I bought like 2 to 2.5 years back. It's been sitting on my shelf. I read Kafka on the Shore last year, so I wanted to try another one of his books right now. So I'm reading that. See, I finished reading that. I have another book by Murakami which I bought very recently. It's right there opposite on my shelf. You'll watch it in the book hall. Both are amazing. Okay. Okay. I'm sure that I'll be reading 11/22/63 pretty soon compared to 1Q84. Both of them are on my TPR. 1Q84 is actually there in my Audible bookshelf itself because I bought the audiobook. And 11/22/63. I obviously have it on my shelf, so I will pick it up pretty soon. Manasa Chopali says, just finished the last book of the Mortal Instruments. Have you read any? How could you ask me this question? Okay, I'm like a huge Cassandra Clare stan. I've read all the Shadowhunters books. Ayyo, where is it? You can see the row here, right? I'll try to tilt the camera a little bit up. You can see that, right? I have the entire Shadowhunter Chronicles with me. All series, all books I have read. I have reviews of them. Except for Chain of Thorns, I have reviews for each and every one of the Shadowhunters books. Okay, please check out my Shadowhunter Chronicles playlist. It's like one of my all-time favorites. Okay, it's like my most favorite produced content on my channel. It's not that great in terms of quality because I made it in the very beginning stages of my channel, so the quality won't be as good as the videos that I'm putting out right now. But I have reviews for every one of the Shadowhunter books except Chain of Thorns, so go forward and watch. Okay, I cannot believe that you asked me whether I've read any Cassandra Clare. I've read all of her books. Okay, and I'm also very how to say eagerly waiting for Spotcatcher. If I could get an arc for it, it'll just be great. Okay, let's just put it out in the universe. Let's just wait and see what's going to happen. If I'll get it. Okay, I'm just saying it in front of you guys. It'll be nice to get a copy of Spotcatcher because I know if I get it, I'll be reading it and you will get the review of it on the day it's getting released. That is, if I get it in a decent amount of time before the book is released, like 2 months before also. Okay. So comes Billy says, do you like historical fiction? I do like it, but I'm not like a huge fan of it, I can say, because I don't usually gravitate towards historical fiction. I like more contemporary books a lot more compared to, books from the yesteryear or past, because for some reason they just don't gel with me as much as, books from our times do. On Basif says, 11/22/63 is huge, but it is so quick and okay. I have not heard that at all from anyone about any Stephen King book. Okay, I trust you. Okay, I trust you saying that it is huge but quick. So I'll try to start it pretty soon. It is huge. Okay, I know. It's like this big. But I also read Insomnia at the beginning of this year. I read it this year? No, I read Insomnia last year. And yeah, I read Lizzie's story this year. So Oh, how hard can it be? I'll try reading 112263. So 1Q84 is slow, complex, dreamlike. You get Murakami at his finest. Okay, it must be because it's his hugest book, right? And if I'm not wrong, it's also like a trilogy, which is bound up as a single book in most of its editions. It'll be nice to get the you know separated edition of the series. Abhiram says 1Q84 audiobook is amazing. Thank you for saying that because I have the audiobook with me, as I said before. So I'll probably buy the physical copy and follow it along with the audiobook. So Sheel Kumar says, your recent favorite song, if you don't mind answering. My recent favorite song is Kavala from Jailer. I know, okay, every Tamil person, we are like hooked to that song right now. And I've been listening to it on repeat for at least like a month right now, if I'm not wrong. And I just love that song. Okay, it's really, really nice. In the movie, it doesn't have that much of a significance, but you know, it is so catchy. So that's my recent favorite. Abhiram asks, currently reading The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I have not read any of Kazuo Ishiguro's books, but I watched one of Shalu Alia's books, Shalu Alia's videos, in which she talks about a number of Kazuo Ishiguro books, and I've not read any of their books, so I'll have to, start from somewhere. If you have like any place from where I can start with Kazuo Ishiguro, please give me some recommendations so that I can go forward and try. Manasa Chopali says, sorry, new subscriber. I echo your feelings about the author. At this moment, I feel a part of the Shadowhunter world. What is your suggested reading order for her books? Okay, there's no need for apologizing. I'm just grateful that you have subscribed to my channel. And you're also in for a party. Okay, just go forward and watch my Shadowhunter Chronicles playlist. I have a ton of content out there. I think I have at least like 20 to 22 videos. So you'll have a fun time watching it. It's also, from 2 to 3 years back. So all of those content will be, me at my youngest with all those feelings while reading those books. So, uh, okay, my reading order for it is I'll tell you the order in which I read it because that's how I can answer. First, I read the entirety of Mortal Instruments. Then I went forward and read, Infernal Devices and Mortal Instruments together. I reread Mortal Instruments and parallelly read Infernal Devices along with it. And after that, I went forward and read Dark Artifices. No, I did not read Dark Artifices. After I finished reading this, I went forward and read Magnus's series, which is The Eldest Curses, the first two books. Third book is not out yet. And after that, I read first two books inside the Last Stars. And after that, I came forward and read the entirety of Dark Artifices. But my suggested order would be to read the first three Mortal Instruments books, then read Clockwork Prince, uh, fourth book in Mortal Instruments, Clockwork Princess, fifth book in Mortal Instruments, um, Clockwork Princess, and last book in Mortal Instruments. And after that, you have to go forward and read the entirety of the Dark Artifices. After finishing Dark Artifices, you can go forward and read the Eldest Curses, which are the first two books inside Magnus's series. And at last, you have to go forward and read the Last Stars, the three books inside the Last Stars. That is Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, and Chain of Thorns. But just keep in mind that don't read the Last Stars before you read the Dark Artifices because people say that it does not spoil the series. But if you read Last Stars first, it will like mildly spoil a huge chunk of Dark Artifices for you because something is revealed in Dark Artifices. Which is given as a spoiler in Last Stars. But since Dark Artifices was published first, people did not get spoiled for it. But I read them in a different order, right? I read Last Stars first, the first two books in Last Stars first, and then I went forward and read Dark Artifices. So finish reading Dark Artifices and after that go to Last Stars because otherwise you'll be spoiled just like me. I don't want that to happen to you. That's why I'm saying. If you want like an even clearer way or different ways in which different orders in which you can read the Shadowhunter Chronicles, for that also I have one video inside the same playlist. So just go forward, check the playlist. I'm sure you'll have a great time. And thank you so much for connecting with me because it's been such a long time since since I interacted with a Shadowhunter Chronicles fan. And thank you so much for joining the live and putting that comment there. PC Rishi says, what's the best book for overcoming fear? By the way, sorry for joining late to the party. Guys, please don't apologize. Okay, I'm just so glad and happy that you're joining and taking time out of your day to speak with me. Best book for overcoming fear. I'll say you can read How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole Lepera. It's like a whole package, okay? It is one book which helped me change a lot of stuff about me and helped me get a bit more confident of who I am and expressing myself without, putting any filters or trying to change my authenticity according to someone else's wish. So I think that will help you, how to say, I'll not say remove your fears, but face them head on so that they don't frighten you anymore. So you can try How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole Lepera. Lone Basif says, could you do a discussion on Killing Commentary? It will be great. I'm actually planning to do a review plus discussion on Killing Commentary, just as I did for Kafka on the show. I've not filmed the video yet, but I have like a rough script for it. I'll definitely try to do it because I know many people will be interested in Murakami books, and it'll be nice for uh, me also to find fans of Murakami because since I'm relatively newer for the author as a fan. Lone Basif says he liked it a lot. Okay. Okay. I also liked Killing Commentary. I did not like it as much as I liked, you know, uh, Kafka on the Shore. Killing Commentary was the 3 star for me. I think the book was unnecessarily stretched out at a lot of points. You see, it's like nearly 800 pages or so long in the edition that I have. I don't think it need have been that long, but it was really beautiful and it had that Murakami flavor, uh, which I have experienced in some of his other books. And another Murakami which I read this year is, I think, his only nonfiction, which is What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. That book was also really nice. It helped me know more about his personal life compared to anything else. Do you guys have any kind of specific book recommendations for me, or from the books that I have on my shelf that I have not read yet? Do you want me to read any of them in specific and talk to you about them? Because in the past live streams, I've seen people asking me to read certain books that I already have on my shelf that I haven't read yet. So if you have any such things, you can tell me that also in the comments. And pretty soon in the channel, I'm also planning to bring some kind of mm, videos that are specific for certain nonfiction books alone. For example, I am trying to do it like once or twice a month so that it can be useful for people out of fiction alone. For example, nonfiction books are great because they help you change a lot of things about yourself so that you can make yourself better. They have helped me a lot in the past 4 years since I started reading nonfiction, and I want to spread it on to other people who want to make themselves better also, because I believe no matter how good we get, we can get better no matter what happens. And I think nonfiction books are a great way for it. So I'm planning to do that. And the second thing which I'm planning to get into the channel is more collaborative videos with other booktubers, both Indian as well as international. I have some friends on booktube whom I talk to occasionally. So how to say, based on that only I made my discussion video for Yellow Face by RS Fong. I collaborated with one of my friends from booktube as well as Instagram, Andrew from Andrew Annotates. You can watch the video if you're interested. It will be available in my playlist, or it will be available just in, like, if you go into my channel and scroll through, you'll see it in one of my recent videos itself. I think I published it in the beginning of August. So I'm planning to make more such videos, especially with Indian booktubers, because I think they'll have much more relatable things to talk with me compared to international booktubers. Yet, if people are interested, I'm more than happy to collaborate with anyone. I'm sorry, my mic was mute for some reason. Lone Basif says, you see in Kingdom the Tree, the narrator has a job and the painting connection is really good. Minshiki is also a deep character. Yeah, I agree with all those things, but I just think that the book was, unnecessarily elongated just in order to provide some page count or word count. I think if it had been toned down a little bit, toned down means if it had been edited a bit more, I think it could have been much more enjoyable for me. Please see, she says, thanks, Guy, appreciate it. Another question: do you write a book summary for self-help books? I don't, because I don't believe in summarizing books and providing it to anyone. I have made some videos in the past, and I'm sure that I will be making book summary videos in the future also. But in every one of my such videos, I always say that just because you watch my summary or read some summary that is written by someone else, it doesn't mean that you get everything out of the book, because a summary is basically one person's understanding of the book, and your understanding of the book will be completely different, or it may be, totally better compared to mine. So I don't think summaries are the best way to read and understand non-fiction or fiction books also. So I don't write summaries, but I do make summary videos now and then, so that I can convince more people to go forward and pick up the book, because there are certain books which I'm sure that if you read them, there is no way you'll not be benefited by them. So yeah, I don't write summaries, but I do summary videos sometimes. So yeah, that's the reason, because people have different understandings of books since they are deeply subjective. Sivagama Sundari says, do you feel any book or books on your point of view to be adapted into series or movies? Okay, I have a few in my mind. The first one off the top of my head is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It needs to be a movie, and I have this kind of I don't know how to exactly translate it to English. I can say it in Tamil though. I cannot say it translated to English, because I don't think there's a perfect term for it. Um, I want an OTT platform like Netflix to invest a lot in making the film, and they have to publish it in the theater first. And after watching it in the theater, it should come to OTT. I want Evelyn Hugo's movie to be like that huge, because you know it's about a star, so it needs to be watched on a big screen. I'm sure no matter where it opens up in Chennai, I will go and watch it. No matter how far away it is from me. So the Sun Husbands of Evelyn Hugo needs to be a movie. The second one is the Harry Potter series. Okay, we know that the author is problematic right now, but we are getting an HBO Max series, so I'm sure that we'll be getting it in some way in India also. So yeah, probably I'm waiting for it more than anything. Abhiram says, read After the Dark by Murakami. It is less than 200 pages, but it is the best book I read in magical realism genre. Okay, that's nice to know. I'm getting a lot of Murakami and other such Japanese recommendations today, which is nice, because I do like reading books or stories that are, rooted inside the Japanese culture. I have heard about After Dark, but I've not, made myself or felt interested in going forward and getting it. But the way you put it, it's less than 300, it's 200 pages, but the best book you've read in magical realism. So I'll try to, give it a go because of this comment. Since it's also small, I don't think it'll take much of my time to read. So, okay, guys, I'll be stopping the live in like 5 to 10 minutes max. So, if anyone else has more questions, you can drop them in the comments, and I will read them out and display them to everyone, so that everyone can have a look at it. And the person who was talking about the Shadowhunter Chronicles, if you have anything else that you want to ask me about the series, feel free to ask it, because I can just keep on talking about the Shadowhunter Chronicles for days together, days, literally days. There are some of my videos in that Shadowhunter Chronicles playlist which go for like half an hour, 45 minutes long, because I love that series so much. Okay, it started out a bit, low key today, and as we've progressed and got until this point, I should say I have enjoyed this live stream so much. PC Rishi says, what is your strategy for applying methods and techniques mentioned in self-help books? Okay, uh, this has been a very difficult thing for me also. Since I started reading self-help books, because what happens is you see 100 different things that are given to you by the author, and all 100 of them look like great things, and if you implement them, you can benefit them from them like in a very huge way. But the problem comes when we try to apply it, because when you learn 100 things, you cannot do all those 100 things, right? Because practically it's not possible, because not all of us have the same kind of lives, and that's the reason why we get those 100 techniques also. It's not that we need to try all 100 of them. Whatever might work out for us, okay, what goes with our plan and our lifestyle, we should try to pick them up from the book and try to practice them one by one. And one method which I've used in order to make use of tips presented in self-help books is, if you're getting like 100 tips, for example, like I said before, don't even try like to inculcate 10 of them into your life. Try and see which will perfectly suit your life. Okay, you should be sure that if I do this in my life, I'll be able to keep on doing it. Okay, I'll be able to consistently do it no matter what happens. For example, you might be working on a different shift. Okay, let's say you work in a night shift. Let's say you start by 9 p.m. in the night and you work until like 4 or 5 in the morning. For a person like that, they cannot follow all the tips that is said in the 5 a.m. club, because the basic rule, ground rule for that book is that you have to wake up at 5 a.m. If you're going to finish your work at 5, it doesn't, you cannot do anything that is said in that book after 5 a.m., right? You have to sleep, you have to get up during your own time, and you can try all those things in a different time of the day. So it's more about seeing how you can inculcate certain things out of the book and apply it in your life, compared to taking everything out of it. Because um, when it comes to anything, okay, if you try to do all things at once, it will feel great for the first couple of days, it will feel great, but you'll not be able to sustain doing it continuously. And the best way to get results out of anything is to consistently do it, because in the first few days you will be bad at it, and then you'll get better. And as the days progress on, you will find your own version of how to do it right. And once you reach there, I think it's just about customizing it for ourselves. So while you're going to apply anything from self-help books, just keep in mind that you need not do everything at once. You just need to take whatever you can, you sure can, and do that alone properly, because that will help you much more compared to doing 10 things at once. Lone Basif says, thank you. It is really nice to hear your thoughts on books. Thank you so much. Okay, that's why I do this entire thing. Since I don't have, that many people who read the kind of books that I read, I started this channel, and because of that only, I'm able to interact with all of you amazing people. Okay, guys, it's time for me to end the live. I have like 2 more minutes left. So if anyone has any questions or any comments, you can drop them down in the live chat. I'll definitely display them and answer to them for the next 2 minutes, after which I will be logging out. And my hair has been getting better and better for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, for the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been noticing the quality of my hair is getting better. I think I'm focusing a lot more on it. That's why, probably. In my screen, the video looks good. Does it look good on yours, guys? I'm watching it on a system, and since I'm using my phone camera, sorry for showing my hand. Since I'm using my phone camera, it's a bit, little bit blurry. But I hope if you're watching it on the phone, it looks better. Okay, it seems like that's it. And okay, guys, I'm just going to end the live right now. And thank you so much for joining here. And I'll try to make even more live streams or reading sprints in the future. I know that I did not do a reading sprint this month in August because of certain things that have been going on. So going on means in personal life. So because of that, I could not find the time to do a reading sprint this month. I'll try to do it pretty soon in the middle of this month. Sorry, next month, that is September, or sometime soon. That's why the live stream for this month is also late. It should have gone up last month, but because of some reasons, it's come out now only. EC Rishi says, thanks, sir. You are inspiring. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for saying that. It means a lot to me. And comments like this are the things which just keep me making the videos, even though, most of the times I'm not getting the results that I expect. I know that the quality of my videos is really, really good. And I know that I trust in my content because, I believe that even if one person chooses to watch my video, there is only the best quality that I can provide. And I believe I am providing that in all of my videos, and I'll continue to do that also. And sometime pretty soon we'll be reaching the number of people we want to. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to end the stream for real now. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll meet you guys again in another video next week. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, watch my previous videos, and if you did like them, spread the word, and make sure that your friends also follow here so that they can also get some really good book recommendations. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Now I'm going to end the live. Bye bye. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm so glad that all of you guys ended up here and spent some. So yeah, bye bye.